AAliyah, Mac Dre, Mo 3, Young Dolph, Lil Peep, Juice WRLD, XXXTentacion, King Von. Do you know what these artists all have in common, besides that they've all passed away? Aaliyah Dana Hoyton, born January 16, 1979, known anonymously as Aaliyah, was an American singer, actress, dancer, and model. She's been credited for helping to redefine contemporary R&B, pop, and hip-hop, earning her the nicknames the Princess of R&B and the Queen of Urban Pop. Although she was born in Brooklyn, she was raised in Detroit. She first gained recognition at the age of 10 when she appeared on the television show Star Search and performed in concert alongside Gladys Knight. At the age of 12, Aaliyah was signed to Jive Records and her Uncle Barry Hankerson's Blackground Records. Hankerson introduced her to R. Kelly, who would become her mentor as well as lead songwriter and producer on her debut album. Age had nothing but a number. The album sold 3 million copies in the United States and was certified double platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America, RIAA. After facing allegations of an illegal marriage with Kelly, Aaliyah ended her contract with Jive and signed with Atlantic Records. Aaliyah worked with record producers Timbaland and Missy Elliott for her second album, One in a Million, which sold 3 million copies in the United States and more than 8 million copies worldwide. In 2000, Aaliyah appeared in her first film, Romeo Must Die. She contributed to the film's soundtrack, which spawned the single, Try Again. The song topped the Billboard Hot 100 solely on airplay, making Aaliyah the first artist in Billboard history to achieve this goal. After completing Romeo Must Die, Aaliyah filmed her role in Queen of the Damned and released in 2001, her self-titled third and final studio album, which topped the Billboard 200. On August 25, 2001, Aaliyah died at the age of 22 in an airplane accident in the Bahamas when the badly overloaded aircraft she was traveling in crashed shortly after takeoff, killing all 9 passengers on board. The pilot was later found to have traces of cocaine and alcohol in his body and was not qualified to fly the aircraft designated for the flight. Aaliyah's family would later file a wrongful death lawsuit against the aircraft's operator, Black Hawk International Airways, which was settled out of court. In the decades since her death, Aaliyah's music has continued to achieve commercial success, aided by several posthumous releases, and she has sold an estimated 24 to 32 million albums worldwide. Her accolades include 3 American Music Awards, 2 MTV VMAs, along with 5 Grammy Award nominations. Billboard lists her as the 10th most successful female R&B artist of the past 25 years and the 27th most successful in history. A legal marriage with the release of Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, rumors circulated of the relationship between Aaliyah and R. Kelly, including the allegations that had secretly married without her parents' knowledge. Vibe later revealed a marriage certificate that listed the couple married on August 31st, 1994 in Sheraton Gateway Suites in Rosemont, Illinois. Aaliyah, who was 15 at the time, was listed as an 18-year-old on the certificate. R. Kelly was 27. The illegal marriage was annulled in February 1995 by her parents. The pair continued to deny marriage allegations, stating that neither was married. Aaliyah reportedly developed a friendship with R. Kelly during the recording of her debut album. As she recalled to Vibe magazine in 1994, she and Kelly would go watch a movie and go eat, and got tired of would then come back and work. She described the relationship between her and Kelly as being rather close. In 2016, R. Kelly said that he was in love with Aaliyah as he was with anybody else. In December 1994, Aaliyah told Sun Times that whenever she was asked about being married to Kelly, she urged him not to believe all that mess, and that she and Kelly were close, and people took it the wrong way. In 2011, book The Man Behind the Man, looking from the inside out, Demetrius Smith Sr., a former member of R. Kelly's entourage, wrote that R. Kelly told him in a voice that sounded as if he wanted to burst in tears that he thought Aaliyah was pregnant. Jamie Foster Brown, in the 1994 issue of Sister to Sister, wrote that R. Kelly told me that he and Aaliyah got together, and it was just like magic. Brown also reported hearing about a relationship between them. I've been hearing about Robert and Aaliyah for a while, that she was pregnant, or that she was coming and going in and out of his house. People would see her walking his dog, 12 play, with her basketball cap and sunglasses on. Every time I asked the label, they said it was platonic, but I kept hearing complaints from people about her being in the studio with all those men. Brown later added, at 15, you have all those hormones and no brain attached to them. The 2019 documentary Surviving R. Kelly revealed new details about their relationship and marriage. Javante Cunningham, a former backup dancer, claimed to have witnessed R. Kelly having sex with Aaliyah on his tour bus. While Demetrius Smith again recounted the time Kelly feared that he had impregnated her. Smith also described how he helped Aaliyah forge the necessary documents to show that she was 18 and that the wedding was short and unceremonious, as neither was dressed up and Aaliyah looked worried and scared the whole time. Smith states that he's not proud of his whole role in facilitating their illegal marriage. Aaliyah admitted in court documents that she had lied about her age. In May 1997, she filed a suit in Cook County seeking to have all records of her marriage expunged because she was not old enough under state law to get married without her parents' consent. It was reported that she cut off all professional and personal ties with Kelly after the marriage was annulled and ceased having contact with him. In 2014, Jomo Hankerson stated that Aaliyah got villainized over her relationship with Kelly, and the scandal over the marriage made it difficult to find producers for her second album. We were coming off of a multi-platinum debut album, etc. except for a couple relationships with Jermaine. It was hard for us to get producers on the album. Hankerson also expressed confusion over why they were upset, with AAliyah giving her age at the time. AAliyah was known to avoid answering questions regarding R. Kelly following the professional split. During an interview with Christopher John Farley, she was asked if she was still in contact with him and she would ever work with him again. Farley said AAliyah responded with a firm, frosty no to both of the questions. Vibe magazine said AAliyah changed the subject anytime you brought up the marriage with her. A spokeswoman for AAliyah said in 2000, R. Kelly comes up, she doesn't even speak his name, and nobody's allowed to ask about it at all. Kelly later commented that AAliyah had opportunities to address the past relationship after they separated professionally, but chose not to. In 2019, Damon Dash revealed to Hip Hop Motivation that AAliyah didn't even speak on her relationship with Kelly in private. She tried multiple times to discuss it with him, but was only able to find the courage to say that Kelly was a bad man. She told him that she could only possibly discuss the relationship with a professional counselor. Dash was then said he was unable to watch Surviving R. Kelly because its interviews with visibly traumatized girls struggling to discuss their encounters with R. Kelly reminded him of how AAliyah behaved when trying to recount her relationship with Kelly. R. Kelly would have other allegations about him regarding underage girls in the years following her death and his marriage to AAliyah was used as an example of his involvement with him. He has refused to discuss his relationship with her, citing her death. Out of respect for her and her mom and her dad, I will not discuss AAliyah. That was a whole other situation, a whole other time. It was a whole other thing. And I'm sure that people also know that. AAliyah's mother, Diane Harden, reflected that everything that went wrong in her life began with her relationship with Kelly. Damon Dash also noted that the last trauma from her relationship with Kelly negatively affected their relationship. However, the allegations have done little to taint AAliyah's image or prevent her from becoming a reliable 90s hitmaker with viable sidelines in movies and modeling. Following the airing of Surviving R. Kelly documentary pressure from the public using R. Kelly as a mute, R. Kelly has been sentenced on charges. On February 22nd, 2019, R. Kelly was indicted on 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse. On July 11, 2019, he was arrested on federal charges alleging sex crimes, human trafficking, child pornography, racketeering, and obstruction of justice. Kelly faced a total of 22 federal charges, including child pornography, kidnapping, and forced labor. As of January 29, 2021, AAliyah's involvement in the legal marriage to R. Kelly was heavily featured in the court case. The federal judge ordered R. Kelly jailed pending trial on charges. On September 27, 2021, a federal court jury found R. Kelly guilty on 9 counts, including racketeering, sexual exploitation of a child, kidnapping, bribery, sex trafficking, and a violation of the Mann Act. The judge ordered that R. Kelly remain in custody pending sentencing, which was set for May 4, 2022. On August 25, 2001 at 6:50 p.m., AAliyah and the members of a record company boarded a twin-engine Cessna 402 light aircraft on the Marsh Harbor Airport in Abaco Island, the Bahamas, to travel to Opa-lawka Airport in Florida. After they completed filming the music video for Rock the Boat, they had a flight scheduled the following day, but with the filming finishing early, AAliyah and her entourage were eager to return to the USA and made the decision to leave immediately. The designated airplane was much smaller than the Cessna 404 in which they had originally arrived, but the whole party and all the equipment were accommodated on board. The plane crashed and caught fire shortly after takeoff, about 200 feet from the end of the runway. AAliyah and the 8 others on board, pilot Louis Morales III, hairstylist Eric Foreman, Anthony Dorr, security guard Scott Galen, family friend Keith Wallace, makeup stylist Christopher Modonigan, and Blackground Records employees Douglas Kratz and Gina Smith were all killed in the crash. The passengers had grown impatient because the Cessna was supposed to arrive at 4:30 p.m. but did not arrive until 6:15 p.m. Charter pilot Lewis Key claimed to have overheard passengers arguing with the pilot Louis Morales III prior to takeoff, adding that Morales warned them that there was too much weight for a safe flight. Key further stated he tried to convince them that the plane was overloaded, but they insisted that they had chartered the plane and they had to be in Miami Saturday night. Key indicated that Morales gave in to the passengers and that he had trouble starting one of the engines. According to the findings from an inquest conducted by the coroner's office in Bahamas, AAliyah suffered from severe burns and a blow to the head, in addition to a severe shock and a weak heart. The coroner theorized that she went into such a state of shock that even if she survived the crash, her recovery would have been nearly impossible given the severity of her injury. The bodies were taken to the morgue at Princess Margaret Hospital in Nassau, where they were kept for relatives to help identify them. Some of the bodies were badly burned in the crash. As the subsequent investigation determined the aircraft was overloaded by 700 pounds, when it attempted takeoff, it was carrying one more passenger than was certified for. The National Transportation Safety Board reported that the airplane was seen lifting off the runway and then nose down, impacting an enlarged on the south side of the departure, either the aircraft site. It indicated that the pilot was not approved to fly the plane. Morales falsely obtained his FAA license by showing hundreds of hours never flown. He may have also falsified how many hours he had flown in order to get a job with his employer, Black Hawk International Airways. Additionally, toxicology tests performed on Morales revealed traces of cocaine and alcohol in his system. If you'd like to find out, please stay tuned to the channel for more information. And as well, don't forget to tickle that like button and turn on your notification bells after you subscribe. Thank you.